All right, let's talk about something making friends as an adult. If you've ever thought to yourself, man, this is way harder than it used to be, I'm here to tell you, you are so not alone. It's a real thing. So let's just dive right in. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll get into why it feels so hard. Then we'll look at what I like to call the friendship formula. Yep, there's a formula. After that, we'll figure out where to actually find people, how to go from just saying hello to actually hanging out, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with an action plan you can start this week. Okay, so first things first, let's just get this out of the way. If making friends as an adult feels tough, it's because it is tough. This isn't some personal flaw. It's a super common, universal challenge, and it's time we talked about it. I mean, this is the million-dollar question, right? Why is this so hard? You kind of feel like it's something you should have mastered back in kindergarten. But the truth is, the reasons have way less to do with you personally and a lot more to do with, well, how adult life is structured. And get this isn't just a feeling. A big survey from Cigna back in 2018 found that almost half of all Americans said they feel alone. 46%. That's a huge number. So if you're feeling a little lonely, you're not just feeling it. You're part of a massive documented trend. You are in very good company, my friend. And really, the reason is pretty simple when you think about it. When we were kids, life was basically a friendship factory, right? School, college, sports teams, you were just thrown together with people all the time. But as adults, that whole structure is gone. Now it's work, paying bills, maybe family stuff, and there's just not much room left for those easy, spontaneous connections that used to happen automatically. Okay, but here's the good news. What if I told you friendship isn't just magic or luck? Turns out there's kind of a science to it, a formula even. And once you see how it works, it stops being this big mystery and starts being a skill you can actually get better at. So the first piece of the puzzle is something called the proximity effect. It's a fancy term for something super simple. We tend to become friends with people we see all the time. Just think back. Who were your friends in college? Probably the people in your dorm, right? Or at your first job, the person whose desk was right next to yours. Just being around people over and over again is the first step. And the second ingredient is time. A lot of it, actually. There's this researcher, Professor Jeffrey Hall, who found it takes a ton of hours to really build a deep friendship. We're talking over 200 hours to go from just an acquaintance to a best friend. 200! That's not one coffee date. That's a real investment. And it totally reframes how we should think about this, right? Okay, so proximity and time. Got it. But where on earth are you supposed to find that as a busy adult? That's the real question. So let's talk about the where, the actionable starting points. Here's the big mindset shift we have to make. We have to stop waiting for friendship to just happen to us and start going to places where it's basically designed to happen. And the absolute best way to do that? Join a group or a hobby that's built around something you already enjoy. So we're talking about things like meetup groups, volunteer organizations, maybe an adult sports league or a book club. See what all these have in common? They give you those two magic ingredients, proximity, because you meet regularly, and a built-in reason to talk. The best part? It takes all the pressure off. You're not there just to make friends. You're there to do the thing, which makes starting a conversation so much easier. Okay, so you did it. You joined the book club, you're showing up, you're chatting about the latest chapter. Now what? How do you take it from that person I see at book club to, an actual friend you hang out with? This is where you have to be a little brave. You have to be the one to make the first move and suggest something outside the book club. And the secret here is to make it ridiculously easy for them to say yes. Think specific, think low pressure, and think short. Just look at the difference here. We should get together sometime is the kiss of death for a new friendship. It's vague, it's non-committal, and it never happens. But hey, want to grab a coffee next Tuesday at 10? That's totally different. It's a real question with a real answer. It takes all the guesswork out of it and shows you're actually serious. All right, let's bring it all home. We've talked about the why, the how, and the where. Now, let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle, a really important mindset shift that you can put into practice, like today. And here it is. You have to think of this as a numbers game. Seriously. Every conversation you have isn't some high-stakes audition where you pass or fail. It's just practice. Not everyone is going to be your person, and that is 100% okay.
Getting a no or a lukewarm response isn't a judgment on you. It's just part of the sorting process to find the people who really click.
So, I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Right now, think of one person. Just one. Could be a coworker, that friendly neighbor, someone from a class, and this week I want you to send them one of those specific, low-pressure invitations. It doesn't have to be a big deal. A simple, "Hey, want to grab a quick coffee on Tuesday?" is literally the perfect first step. That one small action could be the start of a great friendship.